It was a crime that shocked the state 3 months ago. A man and woman shot and killed in a parked car. Their children were in the back seat. Tonight, we get an update on how those kids are doing. Good evening, I'm Brian Yacono.
And I'm Samantha York in tonight for Amanda Hill. We're getting that update from the children's grandfather who lost his daughter that June night in Westbrook.
He spoke with our Sam Olsen today, just hours before heading back home to Texas. And Sam, it was the randomness of these killings that shocked a lot of us that day. It's likely something the family's still coming to terms with.
That's right, Brian. Jeff McKinney didn't mince words when he told me his family is wrecked. He was back in Maine to tie up the loose ends of two lives, that of his daughter, Brittney Cockrell, and her husband, Michael Hayter. Lives cut way too short by a senseless act of violence. He's now on his way back to Texas to his wife and his two grandchildren who now live with them. There have been some challenges in their household over the past few months, he says, but they're getting through it one day at a time.
You sleep sometimes, you wake up most of the time after a couple hours. It's as bad as you can imagine.
Which has been Jeff McKinney's reality since his daughter and son-in-law were victims of a random killing back on June 19th, shot while they were sitting in their car in a Westbrook parking lot. Their two children, 11-year-old Mason and 7-year-old Maddie Bell, were in the car with them and saw it all.
I remember asking the officer more than one time, was he sure the identity was correct?
It was a phone call that McKinney, who lives in Texas, says he'll never forget. A few hours after hanging up, he was on a flight to Maine to be there for his grandchildren.
They're stronger than we are, I guarantee you that much.
The kids are now living with their grandparents near Houston, trying to live a life that's as close to normal as possible. But McKinney knows it will never be the same.
I mean, I'd be lying if I didn't tell you sometimes we're answering some pretty awkward questions. We get through them. You never expect
He and his wife Brenda spoke with our sister station in Houston back in July while they were still in shock. Brenda credited her grandson Mason for saving his little sister's life as well as his own as they sat in the back seat of the car.
He got his little sister's head and told her to duck, and he grabbed her head and held it down, and they were both down in the back seat, so that probably saved their lives.
Police officers said they saw Marcel LaGrange shoot Brittney Cockrell as they were just arriving on scene. He's now facing 6 counts, including 2 murder charges. He pleaded not guilty by reason of insanity last month. As for Jeff McKinney, he had this to say about that plea.
Anybody capable of walking up and shooting somebody in the face for no good reason, he's a killer. That much I know.
McKinney says his family will stay as close to the case as they can until they get some form of justice. McKinney says over the few times he's been to Westbrook since the murders, he says people tell him that sort of thing doesn't happen around here. He says that's a tough pill to swallow because it happened to his family and it happened here. Brian, Samantha.
Sam, Brittney Cockrell had another daughter who was not with them at the time of the killings. Where is she?
Yeah, she's now 18, and Jeff McKinney says she lives just down the road from him, his wife, and her brother and sister.
Sam Olsen, live for us in the studio tonight with the update. Thank you.